So we're on our way today to just outside of Stewiacke to the Treaty Truck House, where the Mi'kmaq have set up a protest against the Alton Gas project. We're going to be allies today, and moving forward we're going to ask some questions and find out what's going on. But what we basically understand so far is that Alton Gas and the government have colluded to put storage facilities for liquid natural gas out in that area, up to 18 wells, by blasting salt out of the mines and putting it into the water. The water protectors are saying no, because the science isn't done. The science is very complex. The science is biological, and the justification is financial and industrial. And once again, we're going to act in a completely naive and ignorant way, and endanger our ecosystem.
Oh, howdy. Well, they can't move us here because of the 1752 treaty that they made with our people one time ago. Section 4 says we can have a truck house for trade in anywheres of our resort. They can't move that because the treaty is stronger than provincial law. It's been in place longer. So
Just tell us who you are and why you're here.
I'm Googie West Wokus, that's my spiritual name. My colonized name is Madonna Bernard. And I'm here protecting the river. We're here protecting the river against Alton Gas.
I was sent by Elder.
Who?
There's too many.
Yes, good.
Yeah. I was sent here by elder woman.
I don't represent anybody. I'm here as a Mi'kmaq woman. And my children, I want to protect this for my children and future generations. You know, I got a grandchild coming in 3 weeks. And we do it to protect for everybody, not just ourselves. You know, it's our inherent right. It's in our DNA to protect. You know, it's our sovereign right. That's why we're given this right to protect. You know, it's our sovereign right to do it too, legally, as Indigenous people.
What is Alton Gas doing?
Alton Gas is painting a pretty picture right now on their website. They're saying that all they want to do is put brine in the river, and that's not really what it's all about. You know, the brine itself will kill all the fish because the bass spawn in here, the salmon come up, the eels, all of that, the eagles, all of that. And what they want to do is they're proposing to build 18 salt caverns down in Brentwood. But we all know that these salt caverns are going to be for frack wastewater. You know, we all know that they're all about, the government is all about oil and gas. And those salt caverns are going to be holding frack wastewater. Plain and simple.
In the research that I've been doing, the science isn't there on Alton Gas hasn't done the science that it needs to do with regards to its impact on the environment. Is that fair to say?
Get me started on their science. They actually have Dal students working for them as they're doing the science for the river. But that's a conflict of interest because Alton Gas is paying these Dal scientists to do it. And what they need is the Mi'kmaq knowledge, or even the fisherman knowledge of the people that are on this river every single day. You know, they have that knowledge. They know when the tidal bore comes in. They know which fish come up the river and come down the river. When these Dal students did their science out here, they didn't know the tidal bore was coming in, so they got stuck in it. And we got video of that. You know, and then when they said they were counting the Tommy cod, they counted maybe 2 Tommy cod. And they counted them at the wrong time of the year. You know? So that's the kind of science they have. That's false science.
Only
We all need to be thinking how we
The
say
people.
the people.
Yeah.
They need to start thinking Unui Dasijik. And that's thinking like a indigenous person. You know?
Yeah.
And
But all the animals feel it too. The birds feel it, and the whale feels it, and the cows, the horses, they feel it, and we see they're stressed. They're stressed, and they're migrating. They don't even know where to migrate now. They're supposed to go to the same place where they're supposed to go and come back. Everybody's getting all of balance. The animals, the trees, the bugs, the water, the land, the air is getting all of balance. That's why people are having this urge of anxious and anxiety and temper. Yeah. They just need to see the level of what I see, what I've been seeing, what we've been seeing. It's through the animals, through the trees, the change of colors, the smell of the air, the color of the water, the color of the ground. They just need to see that. Then they'll understand. They'll understand.
the Mi'kmaq Rights Initiative. And KMK did give permits to Alton Gas to come and do what they want to do without our consent, our sovereign consent, our inherent right to be here. They go in there, they have paperwork in front of them, and they're told to sign this or you're not getting this check.
So the Ministry of the Environment has signed off on it. The McNeil government has signed off on it. The Liberal government has signed off on it.
Yes.
And AltGas is saying we've done the consulting, we've done the science. The argument is
We're grassroots people, and we say no. We never gave our consent. You know, to speak on our behalf. We never gave KMK our consent to speak on my children's behalf, or my grandchildren's behalf, or your grandchildren's behalf. You know, there was a grandmother here. She's not even Mi'kmaq. When she went away to Cape Breton for the weekend, Alton Gas came in and put this dike up around her river. So when she came home and looked out her window, she couldn't see her beautiful river. So that's how much consultation they never done. Yeah.
if you had 2 sentences you could say about this, what would you say?
Go home.
AltGas.
Alton Gas. Not you. No, Alton Gas. You know, these corporations. We have a beautiful, prestige Mi'kmaq territory. And that's the way we want to keep it for everybody, not just ourselves. You know, we need to Imsit Norma. And when we say Imsit Norma, we don't just say all my relations. All our relations are not just people. It's the fish, the birds, the animals, the medicines. It's all creation. You know, when we say Imsit Norma, we're gonna lose everything. Not just us. Everybody's gonna lose everything. You think Mother Earth is gonna sit there and just take it? She's gonna shake us off because she don't need us as human beings. You know what I mean? She'll just shake us off. She won't need us. Yeah. But we, as Indigenous people, know that we are all treaty people. You know, the land you're on right now, you're paying property taxes on land that was stolen from Indigenous people. And the government is making money off that. You know? It's still all unceded Mi'kmaq territory, and we can live free on this land as long as we work together in protecting it. You know, that's something that needs to be done. We all need to protect it because she's here for us all. You know.
So what should the Allies do?
The Allies should just keep doing what they're doing, and supporting us, and keep getting that word out there that the government, the Canadian corporation, is a corporation and not the nation. They have a business number, and that's what they use. When you go into court as a sovereign Indigenous person, and you use that sovereignty in court, they can't win because they know when we speak on a nation-to-nation basis that Canadian corporation can't outdo treaty law, and treaty trumps every law in Canada.
Gwe, Indalo St. Moonchich. Hi, my name is Little Bear. We don't need oil and gas for one thing. That we can use solar energy, we can use biofuels if all of us have to learn to become self-reliant and be able to gather medicines and harvest food. And if you poison that food in the water, then you know, how are we going to harvest that when the time comes? Yeah, it's just important that we educate our kids how to grow food and how to sustain themselves, because in modern day society, it's all we do is teach kids how to get a job and how to you know, work for a system that doesn't really benefit humanity. A lot of the times, these industries and companies, they're very excessive and they're very destructive, and life can be abundant and free for everybody, but they want to take that away, and they want to take away our creativity and our imagination, because, you know, if we can create things for ourselves, we don't have to rely on them. And it's time for the people to wake up, but most of the time they want to stay in slumber because they think that the only way of living is off of the other way, the industrial way, but that's not entirely true. We can, if we all just work together and come together in unity, we can make an understanding and a respect for Mother Earth, and that's all I really have to say. We're all treaty people. It's something we have to remember. We all have a role to protect this earth, and you know, we come from the earth, so if you destroy the earth, you're destroying yourselves. It's just, we're 95% water, right? So it's only common sense, you know? That's all I really have to say. Peace to the world. I hope you guys have unconditional love for one another. Yeah. Take care.
Thank you.